Okay, this is for wormman.com. I'm going to show you how we harvest our worms before we sell them, and how we get them cleaned out. This is worms inside of fresh worm bedding, worm poop. What we do is we take them and take shovels full of these things, and we put them in the sun on a nice warm day like this in these bins, and then what happens is they dig down into the soil. And what I'm going to do is take a little break right now, let them dig down into the soil, and I'm going to show you how we remove layer by layer until we just have worms left in the pile, and then we pack those up for shipping. All right, I'm back, and you can see the worms have gone into the bedding. I've waited about 10 minutes. Now you can see what I do is we just take the top layer of bedding off, and we expose the worms to the sunlight again. So we just keep doing that, and we just keep on removing bedding. Let me try to zoom out so you can see what I'm doing here. Maybe I could. All right, and as you can see, as I'm going, the worms keep burrowing down. So I remove the worm castings, and they burrow down to get away from the light. And we just keep doing this until we have just the worms left. And this could take a little while, and so we put multiple bins out in the field in the light, and then we just keep removing the top layer until we're just left with worms. And then we could grade those worms, and by grade we mean if you order bed run, then you could just get worms that'll have small worms, medium worms, breeder worms. If you order just breeders, then we're going to grade them and give you just breeders. If you order juveniles or babies, and we could get you that. It depends on what you're using them for. If you're using them to feed small animals or reptiles, and you're going to want smaller worms. And if you want to breed, obviously you're going to probably want breeders. So this is what we do. And I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to pause this and come back in a minute. All right, I'm back. And as you can see, we're still sorting through and sifting down. The worms keep digging deeper to get away from me, and I just keep removing that top layer. You can see, I don't know if you can see the baby worms in here. We have baby worms, we have a lot of eggs, a lot of capsules. This will all go back into the worm beds because there's a lot of manure here and a lot of food that hasn't been eaten yet. So they will be able to finish this food and turn this into nice castings. And I'll show you the castings in a little while in another video. But the finished product is excellent for plants and for gardens. Just cool stuff. All right, I'm still going here. Basically what we want to get to is a point where we only have worms in this pile. And then once we have only worms, then we're gonna put them into a nice dry peat moss, or just slightly moistened peat moss, just so that they can take the ride. And we've found that keeping it on the dry side is actually better for shipping worms than shipping them in this very moist soil, because it heats up and they don't end up making it. Keep putting them into the dry soil. The dry bedding really helps with shipping. Now I got to leave these for a little while and let them burrow back down because I'm getting too many worms in each handful. I'll take some from the edges here. Oops, sorry about that. Make you guys dizzy. But anyway, you get the point here. I just want to show you the finished product when we have all these all the worms in a big pile at the end so that you understand what I'm doing here. And I just don't look like I'm a maniac who likes to put his hands in horse poop and rabbit poop. Ah, look at that. As you can see, we're getting down where all this is going away, and now it's getting to the point where it looks like chopped meat. And after seeing this, you might not want to eat chopped meat anymore, because this is what it, look at that. Mmm, yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. And we just keep on rolling, and eventually it will have one full pile of just worms. And in order to expedite this video, so I'm not boring the heck out of you, I'm just gonna move these guys over to the side, but you can see what I'm talking about. Once I just have this, then this goes into a mixture of damp and peat moss, and we mix it all in real good, and then we ship these little guys to you. And this is probably about, I don't know, probably about 1,000 worms right here. And I'm going to go to the next step in another video and show you how to set up the bin. But this is what it looks like. Anybody want some chopped meat or spaghetti? Mmm.